And we are on. So welcome to the webinar. It really is great to have you here. I'm very aware of your time, so let me jump in straight away. And let me just quickly say, not often do I get so excited to share something with you that is revolutionary. And I'm using these words specifically. What I want to share with you today really is simply game-changing, as you are about to see. So thank you for being here. It's great to have you joining me on this webinar. Today's webinar is quite simply going to be more exciting than that scene in The Empire Strikes Back. Yes, that's how exciting today's webinar is. It's going to be more exciting than season number 3 of Downton Abbey, which might be my favorite TV show ever. In fact, I'd even go as far to say that today's webinar is going to be more exciting. Are you ready for this? Can you handle the excitement? More exciting than having front row seats for Justin Bieber. Yes, that is how exciting today's webinar is. So, what are we going through over the next 60 minutes or so? Well, let me explain. You are going to discover right here, right now, how to save months of sweating and struggling online by being able to create beautiful and high-converting web pages with just a few clicks. Let me very quickly just give you some examples, and then I'll show you how you can do this. Here are some examples of some web pages that you can create literally within minutes. You might recognize this. I used this just a few days ago for a webinar I was hosting. Doesn't this look absolutely beautiful? Look, complete with Facebook comments as well. I love how clean and Web 3.0, and I love the color structure and how uncluttered these pages are. Let me show you a few more examples. Here's another beautiful example. This is like having your own $5,000 a month designer in your back pocket, because we can use these pages and customize them and say what we want them to say. Here's another page that some of Frank Kern's team created, but you can get your hands on. Look how beautiful it looks. It's got all the social media icons on the left-hand side as well. I love the headlines. I love the colors. I'll show you a couple more. Here's a page that I created. This literally took me about 4 minutes to create this page. I used this recently for an event I was speaking at in London. You might have seen this. I've used this page to promote this webinar that you are on right now. Again, this page literally took me 60 seconds to create. And here's one final example. Check this out. How cool is this? This is a great landing page, but look at this. There's a video in the background. In fact, it's myself, as you can see, and a colleague of mine called Casey Zeman promoting another product that we were talking about. But isn't this cool? Isn't this powerful? How do we create pages like this, though? Well, I am about to reveal all. And I say I'm about to reveal all. I want to ask you to feel very welcome on today's webinar, the creator of an amazing piece of software that allows us to create these pages. Everybody is talking about this software at the moment. I use it myself in my business. It has saved me so much time, and I'd like you to put your hands together and please feel very welcome my guest on today's webinar. He's a very handsome chap. Ladies and gentlemen, here he is, the world famous Clay Collins. And you're looking great in that picture, Clay, may I say.
Why, thank you. I hope I look that dapper in like 20 years and have such sexy gray hair. You know, that's what I want.
More handsome. In fact, I'll tell you what. There's the world famous Clay Collins. There he is. So, Clay, can I say, I know you joined me a couple of days ago. This is the second time we posted this webinar. We've had such a huge amount of feedback asking to do it for a second time, which we've never had before. So I'm very aware how crazy slammed you are. Can I just quickly say thank you for joining us for today's webinar?
It is a huge honor to be here and a huge opportunity. And I just want to say I am president. Actually, I don't even know if that spot is taken, but I am president of the Chris Farrell fan club. So it's just an honor to be here today. I'm not only a member, I'm also the president.
Well, we have really got some incredible stuff to share with you over the next 60 minutes. We might go a little bit longer. It might nudge towards 90 minutes. And what we're going to do without further ado is, Clay, I'm going to hand over control to you. I'm still going to be here, and I'm just going to let you take it away. And let's share really two things: what exactly Lead Pages is, and secondly, more importantly, how it can benefit those that are on this webinar. By the way, if you want to just say hi to Clay, feel free to type in the questions window, "Hi, Clay." We're getting lots of people saying, "Hi, Clay, thanks for coming, thanks for joining us." So thank you for passing on your thanks for Clay being here.
Yeah.
So, sir.
Thanks, everyone.
Let me make you, Mr. Clay Collins, the presenter, and as soon
You are a
as...
very trusting man.
What's he going to do? He's now in control. Oh, no. Right, Clay. Over to you, sir.
All right. So today we're going to be talking about the four most important web pages in your online business and how to tweak them to skyrocket revenue in the next 3 months using an automated marketing tactic and some landing pages that you can implement in the next few days. In fact, almost everything I'm going to be talking about, you can be implementing tonight. And so I want you to just really, really, really do something from this webinar tonight, something big from this webinar tonight, and we're going to absolutely empower you to do that. Just a quick 2-minute story, and then bam, we'll get into tactics. But back in the day, I wanted to double my revenue as a business. And the first way I tried to do that was by doubling my traffic. And I found that was super hard to do. I did all kinds of blogging and social media posts, and we managed to increase our traffic in a couple months about 20%. And with that 20% increase in traffic, we increased our revenue by 20%. But it wasn't the doubling that I wanted. So the next thing I decided to do was I decided, hey, maybe I'll tweak my sales pages to see if I can double the conversion rate on my sales pages. And the thought was if I double the conversion rate on my sales pages, I would double my revenue. So I went in and I tried to mess with my sales pages, and I quickly realized that wasn't going to work for me. I don't like rewriting sales pages once I've done them the first time. So the next thing I tried was I tried going into my opt-in pages, the pages where people opt into my list, and I messed around with those for about 45 minutes, and I ended up doubling the conversion rate on those opt-in pages. I ended up doubling the percentage of people that came to those pages that ended up opting in. And by doubling the percentage of people that came to my website that ended up opting in, we doubled our revenue as a business. So I then systematically went to all the opt-in pages in my business, and I added more opt-in pages, and I tweaked the ones I had. And as a process of doing this across all my websites that I had at the time, we not only doubled our revenue, but we doubled it again, and then we doubled it again, and then we doubled it again. So we got nearly a 16x increase in revenue. We got a 15x increase in revenue.
So let's be clear on this. You're not increasing traffic. You're simply just changing things at your website to make the existing traffic just convert better.
Exactly. And not even converting better to the sale. That's what happened, but converting better to the opt-in. So with the same amount of traffic, I got twice the percentage of people to get onto my list, and that was how the sales came. So by only focusing on opt-ins, we were able to double our revenue and then double it to basically 15x our revenue. So for us, it was the highest leverage thing we could do for our business.
15x, that's huge. I mean, everything comes down to the power of the list, doesn't it? And that's really what you preach, and you provide the tools that allow list building on steroids, really.
Yeah. I mean, the list is the reason why everyone is here today, is because you're on Chris's list. It's probably how you found out about this webinar in the first place. And so it's just an amazingly powerful tool, and it's been great for us. So my hope is that what we were able to do 15 times in a row, that you'll be able to do that a few times in the next few months. And so that is my intention for you. And so I am going to walk through, actually, let me see, I've got to minimize this. I'm going to walk you through the lead pages system. And so this system relies on concentrating on only 4 pages in your business. 4 pages. You could run a 7-figure business just on these 4 pages. And we're going to look at each of these pages and how they fit into this overall system that I'm going to be giving you. I'm kind of going to be giving you a mini business plan that's based on these 4 pages. And so the first page that I'm going to encourage you to create is what I call the resource guide landing page. Okay, the resource guide landing page. And here is the resource guide landing page. And it's called the resource guide landing page because what you're doing is you are giving people a list of resources in exchange for them opting in. So this says, free report reveals the top 5 dirt cheap tools I use to create all my videos, including my $80 HD video camera. So people opt in on this page, and what they get is they get this one page. So they get this one page of resources. Again, it's why it's called a resource guide opt-in page. And here's what kills me. Here's what absolutely floors me. This page is the highest converting opt-in page that we've had up on our site on a consistent, like, evergreen basis.
Wow.
So this page, where it took me 3 minutes to write this copy, free report reveals, blah, blah, blah. That took me 3 minutes to write this copy, and it took me about 15 minutes to write up the text for this report. So about 20 minutes in total. This is beating out every single opt-in page we've ever done. And here's why this kills me. I once spent an entire month writing a free ebook to give away.
I think I know where you're going with this.
So I spent a month creating this ebook to give away, and yet this page, 3 minutes here, that gives away this one report is beating it.
That's almost quite frustrating, isn't it? I've had the same with video courses I've created, and yet a one-page document actually converts better and more people are interested in it.
Yeah, I did the same. I spent an entire month creating a video course, and yet, like, this list of resources, you know, outconverts it on this page. And I think it speaks to this truth that I kind of want everyone to write this down. And the truth is, there is no correlation between how long it takes for you to create the lead magnet that you're giving away and your conversion rate. So more time does not necessarily equal higher conversion rate. So I want to kind of break down this page and why it works so well. So there's some kind of interesting things that just everyone should know for the basis of just general education. There's a woman on this page, and all things considered, both men and women are more likely to opt in on pages where there is an attractive woman. So both men and women convert higher on pages with women. Also, she is looking at the action that we want people to take. So she's looking at the opt-in box.
Does that really increase conversions?
It does. Yeah, we've split tested it.
Wow.
We have one where she's looking at us, and then we have another where she's looking here.
That's
and
incredible.
You know, everyone wants to look where other people are looking. It's almost a form of, like, social proof. Like, if you see a crowd of people staring at the sky, you're generally going to look at the sky because you're like, what are these people doing?
True.
And so
True.
It's kind of a subtle form of that. So so anyway, I showed you the report. So why does this kind of page work? And I'm going to show you how to build this kind of page in just a second. So why does it work? It works because it doesn't require someone to process too much information. Someone doesn't have to watch a 3-minute video or read an entire page of copy in order to make a decision about whether or not they want to opt in. All they need to know is if they want to know these 5 tools for making your videos. Also, everyone wants to know the tools that you're using. We have this belief as humans that if we only had the tools that the pros had, that we'd get the same results that the pros get. And actually, I've found that to actually be true in a lot of cases. The best-selling issues of magazines like Photography Magazine and Running Magazine and Golf Digest, the best-selling issues of these magazines are the gear guides, the guides where they tell you the top 15 golf clubs for, you know, hitting a long drive, or the best trail running shoes, the best cross-country running shoes, the best, you know, all these shoes. Like, they tell you what to buy because everyone wants to know what tools to use. And another reason why this works is that it outconverts, like, webinar registration pages on an evergreen basis, because not everyone is as dedicated to what they're doing as you guys are, right? You guys, not everyone is sort of at the echelon that you're at just by virtue of showing up here. And some people don't want to do that. They just want to kind of, like, opt in for something and get a list of tools. So you see these kinds of things happening in the magazine world all the time, like Snowboarding Gear Guide, right? Outside Magazine, Summer's Buyer's Guide, you know, comics, golf, these kinds of things. Like, people want to know the tools to use, and they're willing to pay for it. Here it is in the kind of the RV niche. So I'm going to show you how to create one of these kinds of pages in minutes. So I'm going to go to our software here. It's called Lead Pages. And by the way, the principles that I'm teaching here apply across the board, but I want to show you how you can do this with our tool.
So tell me what you've just done. You've logged into leadpages.com. Sorry, .net, I beg your pardon. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I've logged into this software that we've created. We're a modest 30-person software company, but we're growing, and we've created this software. It's a web app that you can log into on the internet, and let's create one of these pages, kind of like an opt-in pages. So here's kind of the woman that we saw, and here's this page. But let's create I'm going to do another one just so people can see get a sense of.
And if I can just say, if you've never seen this before, be prepared to be blown away, because the first time I saw this, it was really one of the most amazing things I've seen online. I was like, are you serious? We can create pages that look great this fast. So are you ready? Hang on to your hats, because awesome. Here we go. Check this out. This is incredible.
So I'm going to just grab like a headline. So if you're in the real estate industry, you might want to do like the top 5 safest credit boosting home loans of this year. So let's just take that one. I've got a whole bunch of these. These are really easy to come up with. If you're a life coach and you want to give people a buyer's guide, you could be like app guide, the top 4 iPhone apps for increasing your productivity. But let's take this, let's take this one for kind of the real estate market. So I'm going to grab this copy right here, and I'm just going to get this. It says, let's just do this one. Let's see. So resource guide, the top 5 safest credit boosting home loans of this year. And so I'm going to click on, and as you can see, to edit something, you merely just click on it and start typing. So if I want to edit this, I click on this and I start typing. And if I want to change out this book, let's say I want to replace this book with, I've got something in here, like the Screaming Deal Report. This is kind of in the real estate area. It doesn't, we'd have to make it have this title, but you can upload any image that you want. And let's say we want to change out the background. All we do is click here on background, and maybe we'll find this background. Ooh, that looks like a nice home.
Wow, look at that. Gosh.
So that's all you have to do to.
Can you choose any background? Yeah, obviously.
You can choose any background that you want. So I kind of like this finger pointing because it kind of directs people to the headline. So let's go with this, and then we can very, very easily integrate this with any autoresponder service. Almost all the ones that you're probably using, we support. So let's just go into opt-in form integration, and again, let's just change out this headline so it matches what we've got.
What I'm loving here is anything you change on the left-hand side is dynamically being changed on the page itself.
Exactly. So as you type,
look at that,
it gets updated, and yeah. And so let's integrate this with, I don't know. I've got a whole bunch of, these are just the ones we use in our list: MailChimp, Infusionsoft, Constant Contact. So, but we support a whole bunch of other ones. These are just the ones we're using in our business, and let's just click on Customize this form. And now we are off to the races. We do need to indicate a thank you page. This is the page people go to after they've opted in. So after they opted on this form, it's going to send them to this thank you page.
Now that thank you page, you can create a page again within Lead Pages, and that could be the thank you page.
Yeah, absolutely. So Lead Pages will create the thank you pages for you. So let's go, Chris, demo, free report, something like that. So we'll just save it. And here's what's cool. This page that we just created is right now, immediately live on the internet. So here's this page. We will give you a URL that you can use. You can also host it on your own server. You can post it to WordPress. You can post it to Facebook. But if you don't want to do any of that, if you're not tech savvy, and you don't have to be tech savvy to use our software to post it to WordPress or anything, but let's say you just want to get a page up and link to it from a Facebook ad or something like that. Here it is, and it's mobile responsive, so you can get opt-ins on mobile devices, and people can opt in here. Now, what's really cool is that this not only works, again, with, our hosting is free. It totally comes with the software, but you can also post this to Facebook. So I want to show you how in 4 clicks you can post this to Facebook. So let's all count together. So 1 click. Oh, well, I have to opt in here, right? So let's just
4.5 clicks.
Let's pretend you were already opted in, like most people are during Facebook throughout the day. So, so let's go back here. So,
let's just reframe this. So you've created this page in Lead Pages.
Correct.
We're already given an address that is already online, which you could use, and I do this, and Frank Kern does this, and Ryan Dice does this. You can use the actual address that leadpages.net provides you, or /and if you want to, you can also have it added to your Facebook fan page, and that's what we're about to do right now.
Exactly. So if you want to take this page we just created and add it to your fan page, you could do it in 4 clicks. So literally 1 click, and then 2 clicks, 3 clicks, and then 4 clicks. And this page is now live on Facebook. So if you want to send Facebook traffic to
That's
it,
amazing.
or some people don't even have a website. They just run their website off of Facebook.
Do you know, I have to tell you, Clay, as well, the whole creating a page at Facebook that firstly fits and organically looks correct, that was a huge challenge for me, because you used to have to go into the developer section at Facebook and set up an app and then create all these things called a canvas URL, and it was just quite cumbersome and just quite tricky. But now you can do it with 4 clicks within Lead Pages. And I use this all the time to build my lists using this feature to add to my Facebook fan page.
That's awesome. Yeah. I remember. And just so everyone knows, like Chris is a paying member of Lead Pages. I remember when your order came through, I was like, hot diggity, we've hit big time now. Celebrities are buying our product.
And I should just say, that's actually a good point. I'm not, I am a paying customer of Lead Pages. I have not called you up because we know each other to get a free membership. I genuinely, I'm a big fan of paying for stuff that works and makes our business faster and easier. So I pay for this service myself and love it, and I am doing exactly as Clay is showing us right now. So it's nice of you to say, Clay.
Yeah, it's been fun to see the stuff you've done. So another thing that you can do with these kinds of pages is you can post them to your WordPress blog. So we're going to go into WordPress, and we're going to just add this page that we created to, we're going to do it to WordPress. So we just, the WordPress plugin just automatically, when you download it, it knows that you own it. Like Chris, when you downloaded your WordPress plugin, it knows that you are the owner of this WordPress plugin when you download it from Lead Pages. So all you do, it's super simple to publish a page. All you do is you pick the name of the page that you want to publish to WordPress, and you assign it a URL like Chris Demo Free Report. So I'm going to do that, and I can actually publish this to be, I can have this be my home page if I wanted to, which I don't want to do on a live site. I also can make any of the landing pages be 404 pages, but that's a different topic altogether. So we're going to publish this page, Chris Demo Free Report. And let's go and view this, and there it is at blog.leadpages.net. This is the page, and it's right here on my website, up and running, and it just took a few clicks. So whether you have your own server and you want to download the file and put it on your own server, whether you're using WordPress, whether you're using Facebook, or whether or not you don't want to mess with any of that, and you just want to take this page that we created and use the URL that we give you. So we immediately, when you click Save, we give you a URL that you can give to anyone to use it. So here is that page live.
Now, let me just clarify that, because the very fact that when you create a page in Lead Pages, you guys host it for us. So you don't actually need to have your own hosting, which blew my mind. And I know some people might say, well, hang on, if it's hosted on leadpages.net, doesn't that mean that the address of the page that we've just created will have leadpages.net in the address? And the answer is yes, it will. But to be perfectly honest, it doesn't really matter anymore. Yes, you can if you want to, and it's absolutely no problem. It takes about 2 clicks, have it on your own page, as we've just shown you, but there's no problem at all having the page that you've created in Lead Pages hosted at leadpages.net / whatever name you give that page. I do this all the time. Frank Kern does it, a lot of other big internet marketers as well. So the whole point of lead pages is, as I said at the beginning of this webinar, to get things up fast. If you just want to save time, get really attractive, high-converting websites online instantly, then lead pages allows us to create pages just like this.
And that's spot on. That's fun. We just wanted to remove all the difficulty and make it super easy for everyone. And I think that's what we did. I hope that's what we've done. Here are some of the results people are getting with these resource guide opt-in pages. Eric D says, just want to share the results from this kind of landing page, the resource guide landing page. Your software got us an 8x improvement over the basic homepage and a 3x improvement over the previous opt-in. Lead pages took my opt-in rate from 8.6 to 23% in a single day. Juan Martitsky from Mind Valley said, these are giving me 3x to 4x conversions against the one I was using before. A couple of tweaks and my biz will make at least 2x the money I was making. Can't tell you how grateful I am for the service you've created. Tara Mee said, I've been using this for a little over a month now, and I've noticed today that this kind of page, this resource guide opt-in page, is accounting for 71% of my new list subscribers. Wow.
Tell me how do you actually design them? I mean, who designs these pages? These are unique to lead page customers, aren't they?
They are. Yep, they are. And what's really cool is a lot of people don't know very much about conversions, and that's okay, because when you go into lead pages, you can actually sort the pages by the average conversion rate for that page. So for example, if we sort these, we see the highest converting landing pages floating towards the top. Here's one that we did for Jeff Walker for his product launch formula.
Wow.
Here's one that we did. This one's been converting incredibly well, and as you can see, it's got that video background. So and
incredible.
It's really, really cool.
We've just started using this as well.
And for people who don't even have the technical knowledge to know how to create a video background, we give you this video background. So out of the box, anything you see here, you can do. But it's not just limited to these super simple pages. We also have other kinds of pages that we support as well. Let me see. There's one we just released the other day because we're launching these like literally every single day. Where is it? If I can find it.
While you're looking for it, let me say that's one thing I have to say I love about lead pages. Every time I log in, which is every day, at least 3 times a week, I'm seeing new stuff that you've added. It's quite mind-blowing. And you added something which we can talk about later called light boxes that you added only yesterday. So literally in the last few days since I spoke to you, you've had another massive addition. So I can understand why you've got 30 guys in your company kind of working hard creating all this stuff, because there's continuously new stuff for us customers.
Yeah, there is, and there's entire mini sites like this. Like here's a site where it's literally the entire site on this one page. So we've got like entire websites too if people want
That's amazing.
To watch those, which is it's super, super cool. So so these things are absolutely working like these shown here. So getting back to this business plan that I'm giving you, the first step is very easily you can create one of these resource guide opt-in boxes. So just like with this woman, she's looking at the opt-in box, you give it away, you get this free report. The second kind of page that I want to encourage people to create is what I call a video lesson page. So someone basically opts in here, they get the free report, and then every 3 days after they opt in, you send them a little video lesson. And it's super easy to create these. So basically the way it goes is on day 0 they opt in. On day 3 they get video lesson number 1. You send them an email that sends them video lesson number 1. On day 6 you send them another video lesson. On day 9 you send them another video lesson. And on day 12 you send them yet another video lesson. And so it's basically a follow-up sequence that you can set up in anything like MailChimp or Aweber or whatever email service provider you use. You can easily set up one of these autoresponder series that sends out a series of emails in a sequence after people opt in. So basically, I'll show you how this works because we've implemented this extensively in our own business. and it's just generated an incredible amount of revenue. I'd say this kind of series that we're creating in our business is generating, and again, this is just what we're getting. We can't, I'm not promising this across the board, but this kind of series is making us about $10,000 a day in our business.
Gosh.
So basically, it's a series of emails where after someone opts in, they get email number 1, and it sends them to a page like this, and they get email number 2, and it sends them to a page like this, and they get number 3, then number 4, and it goes on like this for a couple weeks. Now, there's a whole bunch of ninja stuff that we're doing on this page that I want to share with you. The first thing about this page is that we tell people that it's a 6-part series. So,
that's so
what
smart.
that means is, yeah, what it means is when we what it means is that people know that we're not going to be emailing them indefinitely, that this is a course, that it comes in installments, and they know that we're not just going to be indefinitely emailing them. So they actually save these and archive them and often apply a little label or create a folder in them because they want this, this series of videos that we sent them. And so it increases our open rate. It ensures that people don't opt out because they know they're only going to get 6 of these and then it's going to be done. The second thing that's going on with this page is that there is this progress bar. So when you're at part 2 of 6, part 3 of 6, part 4 of 6, it progresses. And this is really just tying into human psychology. As humans, we don't like things that are incomplete. We don't like things that are incomplete. And by having this progress bar, it keeps people engaged because people want to get to 100%. So it's a little psychology hack, if you will. And the way this works is basically, well, I'll tell you how to set this up in your business. So basically, that's how it works. And why are we doing this? Well, basically, we're doing this because in any business, the money is really in the follow-up. It's been said that the fortune is in the follow-up. And that means when you have a series of videos like this where you teach something and then at the very end, you very softly and very lightly tell them about a product you have. So so in this video, because we have this series of videos, it means we don't just make money when there's a launch. It means we don't just make money when there's some special promotion and the carts are closing and there's some crazy discount or the puppy's going to get shot if you don't buy my product. Like without
what?
Some kind of
Not the puppy. Mr. Stevens just looked up there. Don't worry, Miss Stevens, we weren't talking about you. Sorry, one of my dogs there looked terrified.
But it means you don't just make money when there's a special promotion or a sale or a discount. This means that you make money on an evergreen basis. You make money day in and day out. And this email in our business that sends people to these pages, this email goes out at about 6 o'clock in the morning. And usually when I get in the morning, we've made, a good, a third to a half of our sales when I wake up in the morning around 9 a.m. or 10 a.m.
Gosh, that's mind-blowing. I mean, I've been in this business for a few years, and that's still mind-blowing. And what I love about this is that Lead Pages, and I'm going to be totally transparent. I'm obviously hosting this webinar with you, but I'm making notes. I wish you could see I'm making notes myself here during this webinar because I'm thinking, do you know what? I love this video follow-up sequence. I do this at the moment, but I don't think I do it as well as the templates in Lead Pages allow me to do. So for everyone on this webinar, can we, keep this just between us lot here? I'm thinking of implementing exactly this myself. And everyone else can as well in your business, whatever your niche is. Could you follow, you have the websites created, it's just purely what you're going to put on those web pages, and then it's a done deal. You only need to do it once.
Yep. It's just, it's not even rinse, wash, and repeat. It's just like rinse, wash, and let the technology repeat it for you, know?
Yeah, that's a very good analogy. Absolutely.
So how do you set one of these up in your business for what you're doing? Well, here's what I recommend you do. Every 3 days, get out your iPhone or whatever and create a video blog post where you teach something that is 100% valuable on its own, and then at the end, point out something extra that people would get if they bought your product. So let's say you're a health coach and you like teaching about nutrition and stuff like that and energy. What you might do is in one of these videos, you might spend 4 minutes talking about your 4 favorite superfoods. And then in that 5th minute, or maybe in the last 30 seconds, you would just tell people something extra they would get if they bought your maybe health coaching, or if they bought your ebook or your program.
That's so simple. That's brilliant.
Yeah. So you might say, here are my 4 favorite superfoods, and you'd spend a minute each talking about each of them, and then at the very end you'd say, and if you work with me, we'll learn about 4 other superfoods, and we'll actually create a health plan for your family and a series of recipes to increase your energy, help your children focus better at school, help you lose weight if that's what you're looking after. And if you just click on the link below, you can sign up for that. So you're spending the bulk of the time providing value, and then at the very end, you're telling people that they can get something from you if they so choose.
And I should just mention as well, Clay, it doesn't matter if you don't have your own product. I don't want someone to be on this webinar thinking, well, absolutely, I don't even have my own product. The easiest way is simply still to use the template that we're about to show you, put some content on it, and then link to an affiliate product. And then you're up and running.
Exactly. I mean, it doesn't even have to be your own. It could, it could even be a product on Amazon, or it could be some info product, or it could be Chris Farrell membership. Actually, I don't even know if you have an affiliate program, but it could be something awesome like that. Cool. So, so initially, when you make this video and let everyone know about it, email your entire list about these about the lesson. So email everyone on your list at first about the lesson. Then add these posts to your lesson sequence. So here's what I mean. The first time you make one of these little lesson videos where you spend the first 3 to 4 minutes providing value, in the last 30 seconds telling people about something extra they could get if you buy your product, the first time you release one of these videos, just put it on your blog and email everyone on your email list. But after you've done that, maybe the day after, take the same video and put it on one of these lesson pages and add it to your follow-up sequence. So everyone who's on your list when you publish this sees this, but everyone who opts in after you emailed your entire list gets it, but they get it as part of this follow-up sequence. And get a few weeks of these together. So here's how you can create one of these video lesson pages inside of Leadpages. It's super easy to do, and I'm going to show you how to do it.
So what we're going to do now is we're actually going to create the page that we just saw that you use in your funnel.
Absolutely. So here it is inside of Leadpages. I'm logged into Leadpages, and I'm just going to go to it's just called the video lesson page for autoresponder follow-up. How clever is that?
Wow.
So I'm just going to click here. Again, to change anything, you just simply click on it. So I click here, and I'm just going to go find a logo. Let me see this. Maybe this Remax logo works if I were trying to sell homes or something like that. You can change the fonts and the colors and anything like that. So I might say free home buying course.
Sorry, the reason I laugh is it's just because it's so easy. It's so effortless to use. It's almost a joy to use.
I'm trying to learn from Apple here. We're trying to make something that's as easy as the iPad. Like if you want to do something on iPad, you just touch it on the screen.
Well, it just makes and again, you're right. I use WordPress as well. Nothing wrong with WordPress. Let me just clarify this. But with WordPress, you have to install WordPress. You then have to download a theme often and install the theme, customize the theme. They may add plugins and stuff. Again, that's not a huge challenge, but compare it to this. It's apples and oranges. This is you'll have finished 10 minutes ago using Leadpages.
Yeah. I mean, it's what we're trying to do. So we click here. If I'm like, screw this description. I don't want to write a description. I just click here from visible to hidden, and then it's gone. And with this counter right here, in order to change this, check this out. All you have to do is click here, and if I say this is part one...
Don't tell me what I think you're going to tell me. If you say this changes, if you say it's part 1 of 5 or something...
If I say it's part 2 of 4, it goes to
no!
50%. But then if I change this to, like, let's say it's part 2 of 8, then it goes back to 24%. Or if I say it's part 2 of 9, you
How
know,
about if it's part 2 is
updates
744? No, that's a little bit ridiculous.
this. Well, it would do that too.
Wow.
And then if you want to drop a video in here, it's super easy to add a video. You just click here, and you know, I can add a video from anywhere. It
Can you
works
show
with,
us?
Yeah, it works with YouTube, Wistia, Easy Video Player, like literally anything that any video player, like literally every video player, it works with. So here's the red panda acrobat flipping 5 bowls onto her head.
Oh, I love
I'm
that.
just going to grab this. I've never seen this person, but I'm going to click on share, and then I just grab the embed code from right here, and it tells you the width should be 600 and the height should be 338. So 600 by 338. So I'm just going to go 600, and then I'm just going to grab this code, and I'm just going to plop it right there. And the video has now been added, so when we go to the live page, you'll see the video here.
Wow.
And then
We'll look at that in a second.
We will. And to edit this, again, we just click on it to edit it. And I might say, get my real estate
Oh, it's beautiful.
course. And I might link to, you know,
Yeah, well done.
realestatecourse.com. And so then when I click on OK, that's done. And you know, you can turn off Facebook comments if you want. I'm gonna turn them off just for now, just to get it's kind of a simpler page sometimes. Sometimes when you're first starting off, there's no one to leave comments, so you don't want like the negative social proof. So I just turned off this element, and now I'm just gonna take this thing live. So I'll do like CF lesson demo or something like that, and I'll click save. And this is just an analytics thing. And it's saving right now. And the page is saved. And when you want to publish it, you just click here on Publish. And you'll see we give you, if you just take this URL, just cut it, and then paste it right here, you'll see this page, bam, live on the Internet. And here's the red panda acrobat. I don't know what she's about to do, but I'll go and watch it after we're done.
How amazing was that? And actually, Clay, can you just share something with us? I hope I'm not throwing you a curveball here. You mentioned once to me something about your hosting is the same hosting that Google use. So the speed of pages and everything is super fast. Can you just spend 30 seconds explaining what all that means?
Yeah, so we have an arrangement with Google where when you use our service, and it's free of charge. There's nothing extra. You know, everything comes with Lead Pages. But when you use Lead Pages and you deploy a page, your pages are actually hosted on the exact same servers that Google is on. So it's not even like we use the same technology. Like, we don't even use the same technology. We use the same servers. Like, the same computer that's serving off these pages is also like serving your search results and stuff like that. So they're super fast. They're in you know, according to what I've seen, this is the fastest server network in the world. And your pages, you know, one thing people don't know, or at least a lot of people don't know, is that every extra second it takes a page to load results in a 7% decrease in conversion rate.
Wow.
So every second extra that your page loads costs you 7% relative decrease in conversions. So part of what we do isn't just about design, although that's important, but another factor is speed. So everything related to conversions we're trying to handle here for you with Lead Pages. So that's taken care of.
I love the fact that one thing I have noticed is every page that I've had on Lead Pages, I love the fact when I just click on it, boom, it is there instantly. And that's just, that's a really nice thing to see.
I mean, we really just wanted, you know, my belief is that there's so many, I just see so many amazing people with incredible businesses and so much value to give to the world that get stopped because, you know, they're just ignited with vision and, you know, purpose, and they have all these things they want to accomplish, and the last thing that that person should be doing is pulling their hair out at 2 a.m. in the morning trying to get some damn page up. You know, they should just be focusing on giving their gift to the world. And so I wanted to remove every single barrier I possibly could so that all this amazing talent isn't held back from the world. And it's just like, this isn't the problem. You know, maybe you struggle with something else in your life, but I don't want getting these these absolutely powerful converting pages. I don't want that to stand between you and the life you deserve. So that's really a force here. Yeah. So here's some of the results people are getting. This guy says this looks better than what we've been using before, and it outconverts it. Rodney Dowd says the results are back from the split test, and this page outperformed the original by 26%. Google Analytics says the probability that your page would continue to outperform the original is 99.1. Wow. So just go back to these 4 pages. The first page that I encourage you to create, and this is, I want you to do this before you go to sleep tonight, before the week is over with. I want you to accomplish this major thing in your business. Create a resource guide opt-in page, in the highest converting evergreen page we've used in our business. Get this going. So page 1 is this resource guide. Page 2 is this series of video lessons that go out after someone opts in, and it can be for your product or it can be for an affiliate product. So the third kind of page.
Do you know what we might do as well, Clay, at the end? Sorry, just when we wrap up in about half an hour's time, I might just say in real time, can you go and create that first page, and I'll time you, and let's do it. I know we've already sort of done it, but we sort of were stopping and starting, so I'll throw that challenge out to you in about half an hour or so.
Cool. You can get the timer out. We'll get the clock ticking.
I will, baby. I will.
Mark my words. All right. So, so the second page that I would encourage you to create, or the third page, sorry, is the webinar registration page. Now, hear me out on this, because I think a lot of people are like scared to do webinars. Chris and I were talking about earlier about how the first time he said he ever did a webinar, he was on the webinar 3 days early and was memorized every single line. It probably scared to death.
I was terrified. I remember clearly being very, very nervous about it. Very, very nervous, yes.
Yeah, I mean, me too. And what I want everyone to know is that even if you just do Q&A on your webinar, right, even if you just do Q&A, and even if only 1 or 2 people show up, and the webinar itself doesn't grow your business, you should still do webinars, okay? You should still do webinars. And here's why. Webinars are the highest converting right now, the highest converting web page or type of web page on the internet. So I was telling you about the resource guide landing page. That's the highest converting evergreen kind of page in our business. But in terms of like event-based marketing, webinars are out converting everything. So we have this nifty little feature in Lead Pages where you can sort the templates by average conversion rate. So we're going to do that. And what we find out when we do this is that the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, that's 7 out of the top 8 highest converting pages in Lead Pages across the entire platform. And we've got a whole bunch of templates here, right? It just goes on and on and on and on. But the highest converting templates here are the webinar registration pages, the webinar registration pages.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah, I mean, and so I know like ones like this page right now, the average conversion rate for this page right now is about 52%, and that includes we've got over 10,000 customers now, and that includes newbies and experienced people, and the average person with this page is getting over a 50% conversion rate with this page. So if no other reason,
wow,
you should be doing it to grow your list.
Do you know, I've just looked, while you were saying that, I just looked at, because I use a Lead Pages webinar registration page for this very webinar, so it's all congruent. I just looked and it converted at 37%. So
that's amazing.
Yeah, so a great conversion rate.
Yep, and I think a lot of people when they first start doing marketing, they don't even look at their analytics. And what's really cool about Lead Pages is like if I go to webinar, if if I go to webinar registration pages, we give you analytics. You can see like 57%, 60%, 75%, 71%, 72%.
Wow.
I mean, these pages are just crushing it.
And I have to say as well, what you're doing here, I don't know if everyone realizes how powerful that is. You're saying these pages convert well. That data alone can take 6 months of just trial and error and changing button colors and changing fonts and changing videos. That can take forever to get to those sort of, 72% conversion, 43% conversion. That's huge. Lead pages tell us, hey, we're saving you time. Not only do these pages look great, but they convert at, this one converts averagely at 57%. So that alone, that information is hugely powerful information to have. Most people keep that quiet. I love how you share that with your customers.
Well, we're trying to democratize this space. I think there's too many secrets. There's too much hush-hush stuff going on. And we're really trying to democratize this. And that's why, like, when you go into any category of page, like webinar pages, and you sort them by conversion rate, you don't even have to know. It's not like you have to trust your intuition about what's going to convert best. You can let our platform tell you what's converting best among all of our customers right now, which is super, super cool. So do a webinar, and they're going to build your list. They also are just wonderful for conversions, and they're also really good for getting you to create product. So many people struggle with getting content out the door, and if you set a time to do a webinar, you have to show up at that time because you've invited people. It'd be rude for you not to show up. You have to show up and you have to deliver something. And so if you're a perfectionist, if you're a person who has self-doubt, if you're a person who is just crippled by the thought that you're going to release something that isn't perfect, this is just a wonderful way to get past that, because it just forces you to develop your own voice. And I can tell you, I speak now maybe 15 times a year on stage. I speak a lot on stage. And do you know how I learned how to speak on stage? I learned it by doing a whole bunch of webinars. And that was sort of the gateway drug that taught me how to speak on stage. And I just didn't have the confidence to do it before. But then I did webinars. I found my voice. I did it in the comfort of my own home, wearing pajamas, wearing my Angry Bird pants. And
too much information. Although it is quite a nice image. I have to level with you. I've got my Spider-Man pants on right now.
That's awesome. But that's what gave me the confidence to know that I could do this on stage. So I'm going to show everyone why these kinds of pages convert. So I'm going to choose. This one is just, we recently released it, so it's making its way up the ranks. This is just a fabulous page.
Yes, gorgeous.
And it does a whole lot of things. But here's one of the reasons. I'm going to go through a number of the reasons why it converts so well. The first reason why it converts so well is that it has this countdown timer. So you can't see it right now because it's expired. But usually it's counting down. Let's see if we can find another one with a countdown timer. So let's see, webinar registration page. Hold on. Okay. So where is it? Here we go. All right. So it has a. Oh no, they're all at 0. Okay. So well, just this is what happens when you have a live webinar. You end up changing your mind, and
don't worry. It's all fun. I love this live. I'm just. It's funny enough. As you're clicking around, I was thinking. I just love the just the colors. I guess you've tested the color wheel. What colors go with what colors so they look beautiful.
Yeah. I mean, we really, let's see, we have designers come in and do this, and it's because we really want webinar demo. We want it to look good for everyone, so we want you to not have to. I'm just going to create one of these pages really, really quickly while you're watching. We want you to not have to know anything in order to be able to create one of these pages. It's really cool. I think we've done that, and we've made it happen in people's lives. And it's just amazing, the results. My internet is really, really slow right now because I am broadcasting from my screen, and so let's just wait for this page to come in and load. All right, so there's a whole bunch of things that are happening. One, when this countdown timer is set, well, let's just go and create this page. So let's just say I'm going to do this, and it's going to be like Superfoods webinar 2.0, and to change a picture, you just click on it, and I'll be like, free mind map for opting in, and we'll set up the integration. It's super easy to do. Let's say we use Infusionsoft, but there's a whole bunch of other services you can use, and we'll set this up using a GoToWebinar. So when someone opts in, they're not only added to our list, but they're also added to the webinar platform. So we'll go to customize this form.
And I should just say as well, Clay, while you're doing this, there are individual tutorials within leadpages.net going through in more detail exactly what we're seeing on this webinar. A webinar, I've often said this, webinars are not the best vehicle to actually train on a specific skill on there. They're very good to give an overview of what can be achieved. So don't worry if you're thinking, hang on, what did Clay click on? Where did he go? If you're interested in this, there's individual modules within Lead Pages, and also I have something unadvertised that I'm going to mention to you in about 10 minutes time as well, which will help you out as well. So more about that to come very soon.
Absolutely. Yeah. One of the things that we do is for every single template, there is training just on how to customize that kind of page. So, for example, with this page, we have an entire, and then let's just get this live so we can show it to you. Okay, so here we go. This is what I wanted to show you. So this page is counting down to a specific time. And so just like I was saying, for every single template, there's a tutorial. So it says use this template, and it says watch tutorial. So we show you how to customize every single kind of page, and we tell you the history of the story behind each kind.
Yeah, that's fascinating.
Yeah. So there's a whole bunch of reasons why this page converts so well. The first reason, that has a countdown timer. So usually people get, like January 25th is a really abstract concept, but 24 days, 2 hours, 58 minutes, and 59 seconds, that is not an abstract concept. And I realize these are out of sync. If I wanted to edit this, all I'd have to do is go in here and say, December. I'd set it for whatever the date is, but in the sake of time, I'm not going to do that. December. So that's all I'd have to do to edit it. But let's just go back to this page. So, so a lot of times people don't know in their head what January 25th is. Like, I often don't know what the date is of the day that it is. But I do know what, like, 2 days, 2 hours, 58 seconds, and 31 seconds is. So people do this, one, because it makes it very concrete when it says it's happening in 2 days. But another reason is that this is counting down. So when you have something moving on your page, the human eye, it's part of human psychology, humans look longer at things that move. And when something is moving on your page, people will generally stay on the page longer. And when they stay on the page longer, they're more likely to opt in. Another reason why this page converts so well is because it's mobile responsive. Another reason why this page converts so well is because it has a two-step opt-in process. So step one is people click on this link, and step number two is that they opt in. So step number one, click here. Step number two is they opt in. And what this does is it creates behavioral inertia. If you can get someone to click on a link and say yes at a low level of commitment, the likelihood that they'll opt in at a higher level of commitment increases. If you can get someone to say, okay, I'll do this, they're already in a pattern that makes them much more likely to do this. So we've seen across all our pages, simply by taking a one-step opt-in process where the form is on the page and turning it into a two-step opt-in process where step one is to click here and step two is to opt in, just going from one step to two-step will lift the conversion rate a relative 30%. So
Wow.
it's huge.
Now, do you think that's because and I still use, opt-in pages where when you go to the page you can see that there's an area to enter an email address. Do you think the reason that not having that and having the two-step process that you're explaining here, the reason that converts so much higher is because really we're all just kind of a bit getting almost overwhelmed by being asked to give our email address?
Yeah, I really believe that whenever someone goes to a page, they make an instant gut level assessment about whether or not it's a giving page or a taking page. Giving page or a taking page.
Nice.
And when you only show people the opt-in after they've asked for it, it's just a lot more polite. So you're on this page, someone's checking out what's going on here, and they're like, well, this sounds like something I'm interested in. Now I'll click here, and that's when you show it to them. And when they're here, they have to make a decision one way or another about whether or not they want to opt in. They have to decide. And by kind of forcing that decision, you get a higher opt-in rate. And by just being a lot more polite about it, you give them the opt-in opportunity after they ask for it, right? It's kind of like if you were doing sales, you wouldn't ask people to buy immediately. You'd take them through a process, and then they might say, how much does this cost and when can I get it? And then you'd sort of maybe close them on the sale. But you wait and for them to ask for that, and that strategy tends to work a lot better. So those are some of the reasons why this page is converting really well. Another reason is that there's a mind map in the background, and it's blurred out, and we give you this mind map image, but it's blurred out just enough so people can kind of see what's there. But they don't actually see what's there, so it drives curiosity. People are like, what's on the damn mind map? And they'll opt in just to kind of get that mind map because there's so much curiosity there.
A lot of psychology, isn't there, in these pages? There really is. There's a lot going on behind the scenes that, subliminally, if you add that little thing there, that increases opt-ins by 3%. You add that color there, that increases it by 2%. You add an image that's pointing to the opt-in box, that adds it by 3%. You put them all together. I can understand now why leadpages.net are getting pages that do get these 30-40% increase in conversions.
Yeah, I mean, it's really cool. We put a whole lot of effort into it. A lot of people don't know this, but before I became an entrepreneur, I dropped out of a PhD program in developmental neuropsychology. So
wow, I didn't know that.
I am a psychology geek, otherwise known as a huge nerd, which is fun. So anyway, so that's why these kinds of pages convert. And what I recommend you do is do one webinar every 2 weeks, or maybe when you're just started, do one every single month. Do them live. They're going to convert better. And when they're live, you're going to get more opt-ins because people know that they're live. And this is one of your few opportunities to talk directly to people. So what I recommend you do is on page 1, people opt in. They get their free report. Page number 2, they get these follow-up emails. Page number 3, send them an email inviting them to opt in for your webinar after the 3rd email in the sequence. So day 0, they opt in. Day 3, they get this email. Day 6, they get this email. Day 9, they get this one. On day 10, invite them to a webinar using one of our webinar registration pages. And here are some of the results people are getting with our pages. Ryan Dice says, a few weeks ago I held a webinar and the registration page converted at 72%. This was by far the highest converting landing page I've ever tested. Samantha Hartley said, by the way, when we switched from one of our old pages to this one, we doubled the conversion rate. Andy Andrews says we got 70% plus conversion with that template. I guess that means my copy's as good as Ryan Dice's. So these pages are just absolutely crushing it for people. The last kind of page.
I'll tell you what, Clay, sorry to jump in. Just before we jump to the last page, just want to quickly check in. How's everyone feeling? We're at just over, we're at the hour point right now. Just want to check, we want to share one more page with you that we can create using leadpages.net. And then we're going to throw it open to Clay if you have any questions you'd like to ask. Then we've got something exciting to share with you. And then we'll get back to our Friday or Saturday morning. So just checking. Getting lots of doing well, great, fine, thank you, keep going, okay, terrific. Because this really is, I know I keep saying this will save you so much time, and I'm now using this to say, I'm not just saying this to say the right thing, I use lead pages in my business because, quite frankly, it works. I did an event recently in London, and I used the lead pages page to promote the event, and it built a list, and we got 140 people in the room just through creating one simple lead page that took me about, I'm not kidding, took me longer to make the video than it did to actually make the lead page. And the video only took about 15 minutes. So the whole thing was online within an hour. There is no need for you to be spending a week, 2 weeks, a month to create a web page before you then start to make money online. Like we all sort of convince ourselves that we're sort of working when really there's a great saying, don't confuse activity for action. It's very easy to be busy doing stuff. There's no need. If you're using creating your website as an excuse, well, I'm not actually making any money yet because I'm still working on my webpage, there's no need. As Clay said at the beginning of this webinar, you can have a beautiful looking, highly converting webpage online today, using lead pages, if this is something that interests you. Anyway,
you know, we have clients. I have one client with this like I'm sorry, with a paleo site, and he's doing 6 figures. He doesn't even have his own domain. He's just sending people from, like, you know, from Facebook and stuff to lead pages. It's just
perfect. I agree. I mean, as we said earlier, I don't think you need to have your own domain these days. Of course, there's nothing wrong with having your own domain. Obviously, there isn't. But you don't have to. Therefore, if you don't have to have your own domain name, you therefore don't have to have hosting. You can use the page names that Lead Pages generates for you. So it's just making things simpler.
I completely, you know, I mean, that's what our mission is. So the last page that I encourage you to create is a sales page. And I'm just, you know, rather than complicating things for you, I'm just going to show you a super simple sales page that you can create. So I'm going to go to templates. And if you want to make a sales page, you just go to the category that says sales pages. And let's just find a super simple one. This one is called, let's see, it's the video sales page 3. And here it is. And to make one, just, you know, you click on the logo. You don't even have to have a logo. If you're, you know what, I would encourage you not to make any excuses in your business. Don't make not having a logo even something to move forward. Yeah. So you don't even need a logo. So let's say you're selling something related to superfoods. So like, you know, get my superfoods course, and you can put a video in here where you're telling people what you sell. And I'm just going to grab this video. It's kind of a known kind of a page we have. And let me just click here and just grab this, and just going to get the embed code. Again, you can use anything. You can use Vimeo, Wistia, Easy Video Player, YouTube, whatever you want. So 85742. So I'm just going to grab this and paste it in here. And what's really cool about this, and this is a little trick that I want you to know about, we have found, and Ryan Deiss has found, and other people have found, that you can actually double your conversion rate when you don't show the buy buttons or the call to action buttons until you've gotten to the call to action part of your video. So if you have a 5-minute sales video, let's say you're selling this superfoods course, and you have the first 4 minutes of the video, you might be telling people about your background, telling people about your philosophy and your approach, telling people about what you can give them, and then in the last minute, you're telling them the price for your services, your guarantee, any kind of bonuses, any kind of you know, more detail about what it actually comes with, and showing them what it looks like in that last minute of the 5-minute video, where you're encouraging them to buy, and you've got that call to action to buy. If you wait until you get to the call to action part of your video to show this box, you can actually double your conversions, because it doesn't look like a sales page at first. It just looks like you're giving information. And when you only give them the opportunity to buy, when you get to that part of the video, you can drastically increase your opt-in rate. So I'm going to just show you this feature. I don't want to make it 4 minutes long, because then we're all going to be waiting here for 4 minutes. So I'll set it for like 12 seconds. And so I'm going to save this page. I'll call it CF VSL demo. So I'm going to click on save and save this page.
So what you're saying is this buy now button is going to appear after an X amount of seconds when somebody comes to the page.
Correct. So here it is, and as you can see, there is no place to buy. It just looks like normal content, and so this video is playing, and then at like 12, a few minutes in, it sets it actually to 12 seconds after the page has loaded. But a bit in, it shows the buy now area. So it
Wow.
hides that part until you actually get to the call to action part of a video. And by not showing it until you get to the part where you're actually encouraging people to buy your thing, you can up your conversion rate. So here it is, 12, 13 seconds in. So here's here's the logic behind this. Here's what Ryan Deiss said. He said, magic buy buttons, when it comes to variables that whisper, rarely do you find one that doubles conversions, but the magic buy button does. When the order button isn't visible when the prospect first arrives, your video sales page looks like regular content, not a sales page. However, when your video sales letter reaches its call to action, shazam, that's when your buy now button magically appears. But prospects have kept an open mind throughout the video. So that's sort of the magic of how that works.
Let me ask you this, Clay, a bit of a specific question. On that note, if you were sending, let's say, a video to somebody with a magic buy button to appear after 2 minutes, but somebody scrolled through the video, would the magic buy button still only appear at 2 minutes after the page had loaded, or at the 2-minute point in the video itself?
Well, actually, so conversions are actually the highest if you disable the ability, disable the ability for people to scroll through, and you take that away. So the answer is, with some video players support that, and some video players don't. So if you use a couple of video players, it'll actually tie it to the timeline in the video. But with like YouTube and Vimeo, it's tied to seconds since the page has loaded.
Okay.
So yeah.
Got you. No, thank you.
Yeah. So here's what someone said about this. Ralph started this the other day. He said, thanks so much, Clay. You and your team rock. I just signed up earlier today, and within a couple of minutes, literally, had my video sales page up.
Oh,
love the service.
nice looking page as well.
Yeah.
Look at that.
He did a great job. So the 4 pages are the resource guide squeeze page, the lesson page, the webinar registration page, and the video sales page. And I want to just talk for a second about why I created lead pages with 30 other people, mind you, so I don't take credit for this. But I created it because, again, I saw so many people who wanted so much for their own lives and had so much value to give to the world, but they were being held back and almost getting like punched in the face with technology challenge after technology challenge. And after a while, it just broke my heart to see that fire inside of them start to die, because something as simple as getting up a page is something that they'd have to give up, like Thanksgiving evenings with, or they'd have to not spend as much time with their family, and they just got discouraged by wave after wave of technology challenge. And so I wanted to give people our own conversion lab with an easy service at a very reasonable price that allowed people to build these high converting pages. And so that's what we did. And so I want to invite everyone to join us and get lead pages today, and join this group of people that are doing this. And I have some bonuses for everyone who joins us today, and these are bonuses that are available to people who purchase before the webinar is over with. And I'll tell you why in a second. So the first bonus that we have when you purchase at leadpages.net/Chris. So you have to go to leadpages.net/Chris to get this, but the first bonus you get is you'll get a beautiful resource list opt-in lead magnet that you can give to your people. So remember when I said when people opted in on this page that they got this list of resources? Well, we'll actually design one of these for you. Here's one we designed for one of our friends. They just gave us a list.
Wow, that's huge.
Yeah. So you literally just send us a list of what you want people to know about, and we'll create the PDF that you can give away to people to download after they opt in. And these can even be affiliate links. If you are telling people about resources, these can be affiliate links. So the first bonus we have is that when you purchase Lead Pages before this webinar is over with, we'll build that resource list opt-in bribe for you. The second thing that you'll get is you'll get our webinar course. So we have an entire course about how to create webinars, how to how to construct them, how to, the technology to use, how to create the messaging. We give you all our entire swipe file. We give you everything. So the second thing you get is you get our webinar course. And we sold that for a couple years for $197. The next thing that you get when you get Lead Pages on this webinar before it's over with is you get 5 free landing page critiques, which means and this is worth more than honestly than even the price of Lead Pages. But
yeah, it really is.
Yeah, we put a lot of time into this. We look at 5 of your landing pages and we critique them. We give you tips on how to make them better. In a lot of cases, I'd say about half the cases, we actually end up rewriting people's headlines and people's copy for them. So it's almost like a free copywriting service. If you've got an entire long sales letter with 2,000 words, we're not going to do that. But if it's a small squeeze page, often we will redo the copy for you. You'll also get our course on creating landing pages, and that's a $500 value, and you'll get something called the pre-sale formula. And the pre-sale formula is something that I've been known for a while, and that was a $997 course. And here's some of the results that people have gotten with the pre-sale formula. The pre-sale formula, by the way, shows you how to create a list and then how to pre-sell a product to that list before you've created it. So it shows you how to get that audience that is your list to co-create the product with you, and it shows you how to pre-sell it to them before you've created it. And that's a $1,000 value. And here are some of the results people have gotten with this. This is Kim West. She's a sleep therapist, and she created a sleep coaching program, and she got 750 people to join her list using the pre-sale formula. She pre-sold her sleep coaching program to them, and she made $71,000. This was her first launch, and each person on the list was worth about $95 to her. Here's someone else, and this guy's name is Peter Durand, and he shows people how to doodle on whiteboards. And he used the pre-sale formula to build up a list, and he got 99 people to join his membership site before he even created it. He said it was amazing to watch all these people sign up before we even made the course. In a few months, we brought in right around $45,000. So he really knocked it out of the park. So you get all these things when you purchase today before the webinar is over with. And I want to answer some questions. 2 of the big questions I see coming in are, people are saying they're going to leadpages.net/Chris, and it is redirecting them to this page, and it should redirect you to this page. What's happening is when you go to leadpages.net/Chris, it is tagging you to ensure that you get those bonuses when you order. The next question people have is, how much is it, and which version should I get? So again, to get it and to purchase, you go to leadpages.net/Chris, and then you click here on this button that says click here to get Lead Pages now. And so we have a few different price points, and here's what I'm going to recommend to you in terms of a price point. So we've got a standard and a standard and a pro, and we have monthly or annual billing. Here's what I'm going to recommend. I'm going to recommend that you get the standard annual. That's $197 for a year. You could also get the standard monthly for $37 a month, but I'm going to recommend the annual standard for 2 reasons. The first reason is that it comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you don't like it for any reason, you'll get your money back. The second reason to get the standard annual is that you save, it actually says 50%, but it's actually 60% off what it would cost you if you bought a year at a time. So worst case scenario is you hate it. That's fine. No harm, no foul. You ask for a refund, we give you an immediate refund. We will actually, you don't even have to go through our customer support. You can just do it from the app if you want to. So Worst case scenario is you don't like it and you have our software just refund you the money. So that's worst case scenario. Best case scenario is if you like it, you get all these bonuses because you bought on this webinar, and you save 60% off. So so we recommend that you get annual standard at the $197 price point. And again, you get all these bonuses when you purchase before the webinar is over with.
And I should mention as well, Clay, and I almost hesitate saying this because I'm not saying this to say the right thing, but frankly, $197 to have landing pages, sales pages, webinar pages, you've got blank template pages, you've got product launch pages, that you've even got more in-depth pages that we haven't even spoken about on this webinar. You continually add new content, you continually add new features. I paid designers $5,000 many times just for a web page, and this is simply game-changing. I was introduced to Lead Pages through Frank Kern. I said to him, your webinar registration page is beautiful. Who designed that for you? I said, I'd love to speak to your designer. And he goes, oh, he says they were quite expensive. I said, really, how much? He goes, $37 a month. I went, what? He says, yeah, he says, it's leadpages.net. I said, are you serious? And then I looked at leadpages.net, and I could not, I genuinely could not believe, and this was in about August this year, I could not believe the quality of the designs. That's what sold it to me. It was an absolute no-brainer. And I should also just mention as well, you know, Clay hasn't asked to do this webinar to share his company and his product with those of you that are watching this webinar. I've asked Clay, and that's important. Clay hasn't come to me hoping to promote his product. I've come to Clay because I use this product myself. I paid for this product myself. I'm a paying customer myself. I've never asked Clay for a free membership. I pay, and I still pay every month myself. And the reason I wanted to share it with you is because, quite simply, two reasons. One, it will save you so much time, and two, it will allow you to create amazing-looking websites that just convert. And then when Clay, firstly, I was thrilled that Clay agreed to be a guest on the webinar, and then when he said he was going to throw in these bonuses that we're looking at right now, I thought, I can't wait to share this. So if you go to leadpages.net/Chris, it's an absolute no-brainer. You have a full money-back guarantee if you're not interested. We should just clarify, though, as well, these bonuses that we're looking at here are only valid for this webinar that we're on right now. Is that correct, Clay?
Yep, and there's a couple reasons for this. The main one is that my wife would probably kill me if I, offered this to everyone who ever bought, because at this point we have over 10,000 customers, and we are offering one that our designer is going to go in and build this, we're going to create a custom lead magnet for you. But the reason why my wife would kill me is because we're offering 5 free landing page critiques. So I would literally be spending every second of every day critiquing landing pages if we offered Lead Pages to everyone who ever bought it. So we need to limit this somehow, or else like my entire life is going to be landing, Lead Page critiques, and then I can't even make the product better.
And also, I do want to be respectful to those that have joined us live for this webinar. Thank you for giving up your time. And as a thank you, this is, it's as a thank you. I appreciate that everyone is busy, but it's otherwise, if we just gave this away everywhere, it wouldn't really be fair to those of you that have actually carved out an hour and a bit out of your day. Can I also mention, Clay, one thing I haven't mentioned, as an unadvertised bonus, I'd like to throw in a bonus that I'm creating myself, and that is you have tutorials within leadpages.net for every template, how it works, and they're terrific. But I'm also going to create I'm in the process right now of creating my own Chris Farrell How to Use Lead Pages course, which I will be selling, or probably adding somewhere. But anyhow, it will be a free bonus to those that are on this webinar as well. So if that helps, if you would like me to take you by the hand and go through exactly how to use Lead Pages, then I'm creating my own How to Use Lead Pages course. I should just clarify, though, that course is still about 2 weeks away from completion. So that course is not ready yet. It will be before Christmas, but it will be included if you purchase today. And I wanted to mention something else. Oh, yes. How do we get bonuses as well? How do we actually get the bonuses? I've seen quite a few questions about that.
That is a great question. So we're going to be handing out bonuses sometime on, it's either going to be Monday or Tuesday. Here's how to ensure that you get the bonuses. It takes quite a bit of time to distribute them. There's no, at least that I found, there's no easy way to automate all of this. So there's kind of quite a bit of manual labor involved. But what you do is, after you purchase Lead Pages, you will be sent an email from our system. So you'll get an email from our system right after you purchase Lead Pages that gives you the login information so that you can instantly access this software. So what you do is you just forward that email to bonusnoreply@av81.com. So bonusnoreply, I'll just put this in the chat, bonusnoreply@av81.com. Just forward your login details to bonusnoreply@av81.com. And again, you get the login details immediately after you purchase, and we will ensure that you get all the bonuses. So it's a simple process. We'll be handing out the bonuses on Monday or Tuesday, and you'll be off to the races. And again, this is the version that we recommend, the standard annual for people just getting started. It's the best. It comes out to about $16 a month.
That's just, it's insane. I'm almost annoyed with you. It's just, it's insane to have pages that look like that cost $16 a month. You go to Odesk, go to Guru.com, go to Elance.com, take a screenshot of those types of pages, say to a designer, how much would you charge me to create a page like this? They're going to come back at you with four-figure quote. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. And also, I've heard a rumor that you're going to be increasing, which frankly I think you should, tell you, you're going to be increasing the membership soon. Firstly, is that the case? And secondly, what will happen? Will we be grandfathered in if we come on board at this price that we're talking about right now on the webinar?
Yeah, I'm a big believer in rewarding people for getting things when they get them. I kind of like that story of like the janitor at Google or Facebook who was a full-time employee and got some stock options and is like now a millionaire. Yeah. And so I like people who get in early to benefit. So the truth is that even though as we add more things, we're going to be raising the price. We're definitely going to be raising the price either January or February, but it might be sooner than that. Honestly, we don't know. It might be before the end of the year. Our accountant might say, you know what, you really need to do this now. But as we raise our prices, everyone who purchased Lead Pages will will indefinitely have the price that they bought it at. So there are people who bought Lead Pages back in the day. They got the monthly, instead of paying $37 a month, they were paying $17 a month, and they will only ever have to pay $17. So it might eventually, be an enterprise B2B app that we charge $1,000 a month for, and there'll be people in there.
That's like buying Google stock 10 years ago or buying a Bitcoin like 12 months ago or something. That's just such a great investment. Can I also mention, Clay, we're having a few comments, some saying when they're typing in HTTP. In fact, could we grab the address again? Off the page. Feel free, it might be easier to type in www.leadpages.net/Chris.
Yeah.
We're seeing a Jing thing on your screen at the moment. Is that on your screen?
Yeah, so I paused it. So if you go to, you can just type in just leadpages.net/Chris.
Yeah.
And that'll take you there, but I will just cut and paste this URL in here, and you can do it yourself. So it's there in the chat. It works with HTTP or HTTPS, but you don't even need to do either. You can just type in leadpages.net. Oh, that is the wrong URL. Don't use that. You won't get your bonuses. So it's leadpages.net/Chris. Let me sorry, it's this one. Use that one, please. And that will ensure that you get the bonuses. So we need to tag you in order to make sure you get the bonuses.
What I'm going to do, Clay, we're going to finish in a few moments. I'm going to ask Greg to come on and ask some more commonly asked questions. But I'd also like to throw out this challenge very quickly that we mentioned to create in real time. I know you've been doing this anyway, but we've been stopping and starting as we've been doing it. I'm going to throw out a challenge for you to create a simple landing page, whatever page you like, and let's choose a niche. So while you pull up a landing page, do you want to type in the chat, somebody choose a niche here? Or in fact, tell me a subject matter of a website. And let's look at some choices that are coming in.
Putting me on the spot.
I am putting you on the spot. We've got sports, we've got workout, health and fitness, fish. Fish is quite a good one, actually. How about...
like fishing?
Yeah, how about keeping marine aquariums?
Okay.
There we go.
Right.
So now I'm throwing this out there. So this is, imagine that's your niche, how to keep marine aquariums, how to keep fish as a hobby. So Clay is now going to create a landing page for us in real time, and I'm even going to get my timer on my iPhone here. So, and we'll ask you just to create a headline. It doesn't really matter what the headline says. So are you ready to go, Mr. Collins?
I am absolutely ready to go.
Let's go. You're on.
All right. So free report reveals, I don't know, the five, I don't know, tricks you need to know to keep your fish alive and clean. I don't know what it is. Something like that.
Perfect.
Totally works. Then we'll go to opt-in form integration. We'll pick Infusionsoft. We'll pick a list, like maybe business ideas. You know, we can turn on the first name field. We can turn it off. I'm going to keep it off. And then I don't know. I don't know if I have any backgrounds that are loaded up that are related to water. This you know could. I mean, maybe there's some ocean there.
That's fine. But we could always add our own images. So you provide some images, but we can always upload our own images and add those to the page, can't we?
Yep. So fish demo done. Okay. So we'll call it that, and we'll save it. And you know, I'm goofing around here a little bit. So
sure.
You know, but you know, let's see what happens. So and click publish. Bam. And you are done.
Let me stop the timer. 1 minute, 2 seconds. Come on! And this is live online at that address, and it's linked to your autoresponder. And if you've written some emails in your autoresponder, then that recipient that's now signed up will get that email. So again, I remember, I've often said this story, I remember when I first started, it took me months to get my first site online. Now we can get a site online within, you know, within an hour, within minutes. So it really is mind-blowing what can be done. And if you want to get your hands on this and these special bonuses, the special bonuses are only valid for today's webinar. That's as a thank you for turning up today. Leadpages.net/Chris is where you need to go. I would really recommend it because it's going to save you so much time. And I'm going to throw in my special course, how to create beautiful sites using lead pages as well.
And you know, one thing that I want to let people know, because this comes up a lot, is people ask like, how many sites can I add this to? How many domains can I use it with? And I want to let you know we have a forever, unlimited guarantee. And here's what that means. With lead pages, you can create an unlimited number of pages. There is no limit on the number of pages you can create. And you can deploy those pages to unlimited domains. So if you wanted to sell this as a service, you could, and you could deploy lead pages to your client domain. So you can create an unlimited number of pages.
Wow.
You can employ them to unlimited number of websites and domains, and you can get an unlimited amount of traffic to your pages, and the price will never go up.
Have you had that? Have you had people using your service to create sites for other people and charging other people as a result?
Yeah, we had, you know, the other day someone told me that they charged $10,000. They got a local business that wanted to double. It was a real estate business, I believe, that wanted to double the opt-in rate to their website. So they wanted to double the opt-in rate. And to them, it was worth $10,000 if they could double it. Well, they used lead pages. Out of the box, they actually tripled the business's opt-in rate, and this was a customer that just had paid us $197. So they got a huge return on investment for lead pages, and we're actually fine with this. Like, we don't, like, I don't stay up at night thinking, oh, you know, this person made 10,000, we only made 30, you know, we only made 197. What I feel like is that everyone won. I feel like we won because we got to help our customer out. We feel like our customer won because they got this huge return on investment on what they did, and we feel like our customer's client won because they got the business result that they were looking for. And again, they just use like a Lead Pages template out of the box. So
Wow.
yeah, people do this all the time. Sometimes people who are just getting started will do this, and they'll create pages for clients just to kind of like fund their initial activity
Yes,
online
very
as they
smart.
scale up. Yeah.
Very smart. Clay, I'm aware of time, but I wonder if I could ask just for literally 2 minutes if you could very quickly talk us through lead boxes, which is something we haven't even mentioned.
Yes.
But gosh, be prepared to have your eyes knocked back in your skull at lead boxes, which as we make this webinar, so obviously over time this will not become relevant to what I'm about to say. This was announced yesterday.
Yes, it was.
So
We just
lead
announced
boxes.
lead boxes, and lead boxes allows you to create an opt-in box that you can literally attach to anything. So I'm going to create a lead box for you. You asked me about my favorite topic right now, which is lead boxes. So you're like, hey, can I use a couple minutes of your time? I'm like, yes, I will gladly talk off people's ear at the bus stop or in line anywhere about lead box.
This is incredible.
I'm like a proud father or something like
I
that.
texted you yesterday when I discovered this. I said, Clay, this is insane. I love lead boxes.
We're really happy about it. So let's just say, like, you could do something like join my newsletter. Okay, not the most compelling copy in the world, but it gets the job done. So we're going to do join my newsletter, and we'll get this going, and we'll join my newsletter today and get all the benefits, something like that. And I'll click on OK, and I'll set up the integration settings. Again, I'll go back to Infusionsoft and go back to Business Ideas.
So all you're doing here is you're linking it with your autoresponder.
Exactly.
Which, again, we showed tutorials how to do that. But we're just talking about creating the actual page and Lightbox right now. A lead box. Sorry, I keep calling it Lightbox. Leadbox. I apologize.
And, it says, so integrate with GoToWebinar. And we can actually make it so that when someone opts in, they're actually not only added to our list, but they're added to our webinar.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah, it's super cool. So I'm going to set this up, and then I can customize. I can have unlimited form fields if I want. I can favorite color, favorite Justin Bieber concert, whatever.
I've got lots of those.
I
love you, Justin.
What a great guy. I'll save this lead box. Oh, I've got to enter a thank you page. Hold on. So, and Lead Pages creates thank you pages too. So I'll set this up to be like, leadpages.net/Chris, because that's where you go to get this. And so I'll click Save on this lead box. Oh, I have to create a name for it. Okay. Lead box demo CF. Okay. So I'm going to click Save. Again, now it's going to let me. It won't even let me screw up. And so what it does is it gives me this code that literally I can put anywhere to get people to opt into my list. So let me just go into my blog here and find one of my blog posts. So I have a little guest post that someone wrote about the similarities between bloggers and rappers. So I'm going to search for this blog post on the similarities. Okay. Oh, wait. No, this is, hold on. Bloggers. Hold on. Let me see. I might not be able to find this one post, but I can still demonstrate this to you. Okay. So actually, I'll just create a page. So let's say I'm creating a guest post. Oh, no, here it is. Okay, so 6 ways that bloggers are like rappers. So let's say this is a guest post that I am posting somewhere. And let's say I'm posting it on someone else's blog. What I can do is I can go here and I can connect, and there's a tutorial on how to do this. It's not very complicated. But it says Clay Collins is the creator of an awesome newsletter, and then I can put click here to subscribe to my mailing list, period. And so this could actually be a blog post on someone else's blog. but I'm using it on mine because I can just demonstrate it right now. So I'm publishing this this page. When I click here on View Page, and I go to the bottom here, I can click here on Click Here, Subscribe to my mailing list, and here it appears.
Wow.
So what this means is that you can literally connect any link on a blog to an opt-in. You could even have, like, I could make this so that this connects to an opt-in box, or I could create my own. I could create my own landing page, but if I don't want to handle all the integrations and the GoToWebinar stuff, I could just say, hey, I want this text to link to a pop-up box where someone can opt in. So right here,
I'm amazed nobody has done this. To me, this sounds so obvious that you just click on a link and it gives you the option to sign up. That to me is,
yeah.
I'm thinking it's a bit like, the great ideas like Facebook. You think, why didn't I think of that? Voxer, why didn't I think of that? Like, why didn't I think of a link just opening up a little lead box allowing you to build your list rather than having the opt-in form kind of seen? Like you said earlier, I thought you came up with a great expression between the giving and the asking pages. So
Yep.
the blog is giving information. You're not asking for information, but then if somebody expresses an interest, then you can ask for their information.
Yep. I mean, that's exactly how it works, and you don't even have to, you don't even have to build a page anymore if you want to. You could just write a blog post about a webinar that you're doing,
Oh my goodness.
and just click here, and people could opt into the webinar just right from your blog post.
Gosh.
So there's a lot of benefits to doing this.
So there's more about this in leadpages.net/Chris, but that's just another little extra tool that was announced yesterday. That I saw a quote from you online yesterday, Clay, and you were quoted as saying that in 12 months' time you think there's going to be just as many lead boxes online as you think there will be lead pages and landing pages generally.
I do. Yeah, I think that whenever you can make this easier, people are going to use it. And if people don't have to think about engineering everything on a landing page anymore, they can only they can do it with just a link and some opt-in text, and it works with webinars and everything. I think people are very likely to use this kind of thing. So I am just pleased as punch that this is something that we can offer to people, and yeah, it's super exciting.
Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do, Clay. We're going to wrap up in a few moments' time and let everyone get back to their day. But before then, I'm going to ask Mr. Ray if he could jump on and we'll ask the commonly asked questions, or if there's a theme to questions. Firstly, Greg, thank you. I've been watching you behind the scenes here, frantically again fielding hundreds of questions that have popped through. So thank you for moderating so superbly, Greg, as you always do.
What a rock star.
What a rock star.
Well, thank you guys. Appreciate that. Hey, it's a lot of fun. We've had a great group in here today. As a matter of fact, just wanted to convey to you guys, there's been a number of comments, well, like this one. I'm in lead pages already. Just wanted to hear what I missed. Everything Clay says was done on time. The bonuses and etc. I got them. Big thank you. So people that got in last week, are very excited about what they got, and people that have signed up just now are excited about what they're already seeing. So good job, guys.
Greg, thank you. It's very, very gracious of you to acknowledge that. So thank you.
Yeah. So
questions.
questions.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. So you touched on this a little bit a couple times, Clay, but just to clarify, people are asking about putting their content, ebooks, audio, videos, and things like that on the Lead Pages site. How does that work briefly?
Yeah, it's super easy to do. If you want to add an image, you just click on an image and you upload your own image, and you're off to the races. If you want to change some text, you change some text. If you want to change the font, I can, here I'll show you. I'll just show everyone an example.
Let's do the fish site maybe again. Let's change the image. If you've got an image on your computer, it may not be a marine image, but let's change the background image to there, or anything, whatever you want to change.
Yeah, like, so, I mean, we can do this book, and so
Yeah.
let's say, I can, here, you're not supposed to do this because you need, like, clearance and stuff, but, like, fish book. So let's see if I can find a book about fish. It's probably, We'll just find one of these. So the rainbow fish.
I like the pout fish.
Oh, I like the pout fish. You know what? I think you're right about
You know,
this.
that looks quite like Greg.
It does.
Yeah. Greg's a slightly darker shade of blue. That's the only
With
thing.
less hair.
So let's go get this pout fish, and we'll upload Mr. Pout fish to what we're doing. So, okay, the pout fish book cover.
So you just downloaded the image to your computer, and you're now uploading it from your computer into your Lead Pages account. Is that correct?
I am. And so now we have, here is the pout fish.
Beautiful.
All ready to go. So it would be, you know, kind of like, oh, well, I forgot to save it. Dang it. Okay, hold on. So let's go find the pout fish again, and you got to click on the bottom and click on OK. So now we have the pout fish. So it would be like, download the pout fish book. And then
I love it.
It's
we
great.
could change the background to, let's get something that's more like pout fishy.
Oh, that might
There we
work.
go.
Oh, look at that. Come on. Beautiful. This is amazing.
What a spoiled pout. You know, if
What
I
a-
lived in that reef, I don't know if I'd ever complain about anything in my
It
life.
looks exactly. It looks so miserable.
Yeah, life is difficult for this Mr. Fish. But anyway, that's all you got to do. And if you want to change fonts, or, you know, if you want to go into that, you just go into Style Settings, and, you know, if you want to change it to, you know, download the Pout Fish book, or you want to, you know, open sand, like whatever you want to do, you can do it. Let's say I want to change this button, you know, let's say we want the button color to be, oh, let's say we want it to start. I mean, don't let me tell you how to pick colors, but that's always a bad idea. Like, let's
That's
say
a
we
good
want
one there, yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. Super easy to do.
Now,
And
can
you-
they put their own ebook and upload that to the site as well? And
Absolutely.
audios, and would you recommend they put videos like here or on S3 or something like that? Or?
Yeah, I think a good way to do it, you can use S3, or you can use literally any video player will
Excellent.
work. So however they want to do it, like there is no limit to the video players you can use. So if you want to use, like, go the easy route, you know, I'm a big fan of YouTube. A lot of people are worried about, you know, oh, everyone's going to click on the YouTube logo and then I'm going to leak all my traffic. But we found that,
not. Yeah.
yeah, we found like less than 1%.
Exactly.
Less than 1% of people leave, but more than 1% come to us because they found us on YouTube. So will I leak 1% to gain 5%? I'll do that math problem all day in my business.
Absolutely.
So, you know, just upload it to YouTube. Just do what's easy. Don't get hung up on it. Just upload it to YouTube.
Simplified. Keep life simple. We're all busy. Simple is good. Simple is good.
Yeah.
There's a great law called Occam's Law, and it says whatever is the simplest solution, just do that.
Just it's probably the right one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this seems a no-brainer to me because the annual price is so much less expensive. You know, the cost savings are huge. But do the monthly members, if they sign up, do they get the bonuses and everything as well? And can they upgrade later?
Yeah, so it's honestly, yes. So the answer is yes, but I will tell you why I don't recommend it. The monthly program is it's $37 a month, and we don't let you. It's not that we don't let you. It's extremely complicated in our back end to make this happen. So it's $37 a month, and if you, let's say you got monthly and you do that for 3 months. That costs you about $120 to do it for 3 months. But at that $120 level, you've already spent half of what the yearly would be. So if, let's say you're 2 months into this or 3 months into this, you want to switch to annual. We don't refund you the initial 37 and then give you like 12 months total. What we do is we give you credit for the 3 months you paid for, and then we charge you $197 for an additional 12 months. So
Get the
even
next
if
year. Yeah.
Exactly. So if you bought today at 37 and then tomorrow you wanted to upgrade, we would allow you to use that $37 for your first month, and then we'd add another $37 on for an additional 12 months on top of what you paid for. So my suggestion is that you get the annual, and you can do that with the confidence that we have a 30-day money-back guarantee. So again, if So again, if this is something that's right for you, you save 60%, and if it's not right for you, you get all your money back. So yeah, we do recommend the annual.
Excellent, excellent. Let's see, you talked about commercial use. There were a few questions about that. I thought that was brilliant. Integrating with, there's a number of integrations, Clay. Obviously, we can't cover all those integrations, right? But there's a lot of them listed on the site that people can look at. And I'm assuming they can check with your staff over at support, right, to see if it'll integrate?
I'll go, let me show you just kind of what's on, you know, if you go to leadpages.net/Chris, you will see, if you know, when you scroll down, we list our integrations. So we integrate with One Shopping Cart, Infusionsoft, MailChimp, Office Autopilot, otherwise known as Ontraport, GetResponse, Constant Contact, Aweber, GoToWebinar, One Automation Wiz, iContact, and SendReach. But we actually integrate with a whole lot more than that, because inside of Lead Pages, with any landing page, you can use, you can copy and paste your form code. So if I go here to opt-in form integration, one of the, actually I haven't turned it on, but one of the options just allows you to just paste your form code in here. So it kind of grabs the form code that, like Aweber, or you know, if you use like GVO or some of these other services, like MadMimi or whatever, will give you form code, and you just cut and paste it in, and you're off to the races that way.
Excellent, very good. So people are signing up. They've asked about the subdomain question. Some people are kind of thrown by that as they're going in, so maybe we can make sure that they get signed up. Can you just speak to the subdomain thing real quick?
Yeah, just like, you know, when you get started, it'll ask you what subdomain you want to publish stuff under. So, like, basically, you know, when you sign up, it'll say, you know, when your pages get published, should they get published under, you know, like Chris Farrell, I think is Chris, F-A-R-R-E-L-L.
You got it.
I think that's, yep. .leadpages.net, and then all his URLs are off of that. So, you know, just use your first name, last name.
So what it
really
means,
matter.
if I may, I just, because I'm aware that, you know, the word subdomain can sound a bit scary. All that means, quite simply, is, as Clay mentioned earlier, when you create a lead page, there are 4 ways that page can be seen online. You can, if you want, download the files yourself. You can add it to Facebook. One of the options is you are given your own unique address. And that really is 99% of the time what you're going to use. That's what I use. That's what most people use. So therefore, for that address, for you to have your own address, when you first join Lead Pages, you are asked, what do you want and it's known as a subdomain, what do you want your subdomain to be? So I would just recommend putting your name in. No spaces, just your name. So I put in Chris Farrell. Therefore, all my Lead Pages now are online at www.chrisfarrell.leadpages.net/ whatever the page is. You only need to do this once. The short answer is put in your name and everything will be fine. Greg.
Excellent, excellent. That covers most of the questions, except as I pass it back to you, Chris. People are excited about the training that you're going to include with this. Just curious about how you'll deliver that and everything.
Thank you. Great question. Yeah, I hope you can hear just from my tonality. I am so enthused to create this. Well, I've already started to create this course about Lead Pages, because you will be, as I'm sure you've already sensed from this webinar, you will save so much time. And as we start a new year, it's just a great feeling, kind of subliminally, to think, gosh, you know, I don't have to worry about uploading pages and creating pages, getting a design and moving that and moving this, and should I use that color, what button, you know, all that frustration is taken away. But I am aware that when you join anything new, regardless how easy and step-by-step Clay and the team make Lead Pages, it still can be a little bit overwhelming. So just to help you get over that hump, as well as the the tutorials that are in leadpages.net, I'm creating my own course. That's not going to be ready for about another 2 weeks, but everybody that purchases on this webinar, we know that when you purchase, I will email you privately once my training course has been created. But as I say, that you please don't expect that email for about 2, might even be 3 weeks, but it's that sort of ballpark. So you will hear from me directly with a link to the Lead Pages course. Greg.
Cool.
Excellent. Good work, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Greg. Well, all it remains for me to do is firstly say to Clay, thank you for joining us again. And I say again because we hosted our first webinar on, was it Sunday or Saturday? I think it was Saturday.
I think this last Saturday.
Saturday?
Right after Thanksgiving.
That's right. And it was Thanksgiving weekend, and we had quite a few emails from many that couldn't make it. I suspect because, it was Thanksgiving weekend. And I said to Clay, would there be any chance? And Clay's, running around all over the country and traveling and building his own business, and everybody wants to talk to him about Lead Pages. And not only did he graciously give up his time once, but he gave up his time twice today. So can we just type in a little in the question window, thank you, Clay, and give him a cyber round of applause as well, because you really have created something that just helps people. And that's what every successful company does. They offer genuine value to their customers. And as I keep saying, I am a paying customer. I pay for this service because I love it, and that's why I wanted to share it with as many as I can. So I really would strongly recommend you come on board, leadpages.net/Chris. And Clay, any final closing thoughts, words from yourself?
You know what? I just want to, commend everyone who showed up here today. So many people, don't really take action and don't show up for trainings and don't show up for their business. And so much of what I've learned in my business and the progress I've made has come simply by doing the stuff. Like, you just do the stuff. Like, there's not a lot of mystery to a lot of this stuff. It's kind of like, hey, there's a awesome training. I'm going to go to the training. We learned a system to do this. I'm going to implement it. Like, it's just about like kind of doing the stuff. And I want to commend everyone who came here, that showed up for their business, showed up for the mission that they have and their purpose in the world and everything they're trying to accomplish on behalf of themselves and their family. And so I just want to thank you all for showing up. And, Chris and Greg, I want to thank you for just the opportunity. I mean, you are the most delightful pair of people, I think, in this industry, in this market. And it is just a huge honor to work with you. I wouldn't care what you invited me to. If you were like Clay, I think we're get on and we're gonna watch Justin Bieber concerts together. I'd be like,
that's next week's webinar. That's what. And Greg, I should just clarify. When Clay said we're the most delightful two people, he was talking about yourself and the pout pout fish. So just so we're clear on that.
I'm going right to that opt-in right now.
I am on the pout pout fish big time. Yes. Well, gentlemen, it's a real. I love. We're essentially all in this business together. Everyone, whether you feel you're a newcomer, whether you feel a bit more advanced, I still feel. Full disclosure here, I still feel a newcomer a lot of the time in this business. I am still learning new stuff. One thing I think that smart marketers know is that we always need to continually keep educating ourselves. And if that doesn't scare you, like it does for a lot of people, and a lot of people use it as an excuse not to do anything, and they incidentally are the people that will never make money online because, I need to learn how to create a website. I can't do it, therefore this business doesn't work. No, as Jim Rohn said, don't wish that things were easier, wish that we were better. And now there are tools online that allow us to create amazing-looking web pages for $17 a month, or whatever it worked out at. Clay Collins, have you gone insane, young sir? So I really would advise you to come on board. I can't wait to share with you in the training that I've created, just the opportunity that we all have. We're also ahead of the curve, just being interested. Don't think that you've missed the boat. Now is the time to start. Google is only just a teenager. Facebook is a toddler. We're still on the starting blocks. So if having a successful web business is something that you've long thought about, like I did for years before I started, and I know Clay did and Greg as well, I would really encourage you to come on board, leadpages.net/Chris. You will be amazed at what you can achieve, and I can't wait to share it with you. And that said, Clay Collins, thank you very much for your time. I'll let you get back to your day. It's been a real treat spending more time with you.
Oh, thank you. I'm going to go get the Kindle version of the Pout Pout Fish and read it to myself right now and have an afternoon snack.
Perfect. I'll be right over to join you.
Right.
Thank you, Clay. You're a great man. Thank you, sir.
You too. Thank you.
So, chaps, that's all for this webinar. I will be sending out the replay if you'd like to watch it again. Thank you ever so much for your time. That's all for today. So without further ado, this is Chris Farrell signing out. Have a terrific rest of your afternoon / evening / morning, wherever you are in the world. Talk to you soon. This is Farrell, out for now.